Oh yeah, I'm live right now. Live to nobody at the moment. So check 1 2, check 1 2. All right, that part's shared out. What? No. I'm the only person here. Oh, now there's 8 people. Hello, everyone. All right. This is a trial run. So as you guys are watching this thing, this is the very first time that I've ever gone live. As a matter of fact, there's a few bugs that I have to work out. Still looking at the stock market open in order to be able to share the things that I see on my screen with you guys. So please keep in mind that this is a trial run, and I'll be on here for probably about 15 minutes or so. So it's good to have you guys here. So just taking a quick look at what we have for the market open. I was running my scanners. AMC is just a fun one to mention. It's already up. Looks like, ooh, hey, there's the morning bell for us, and a quick jump, 17% from yesterday's close already for AMC. Sundial is still up over the $1 mark. BlackBerry also being a momentum play, is also running with that. If we look at some of the big movers that we have this morning so far, Constellation Pharma's is currently running 66.55. Let's see what the news is on that. So it looks like there's an acquisition for Constellation Pharma at $34 per share. So that price that we see, that quick jump that we see, if you were in on that news early, you may have been able to purchase this cheap and take that right up to $34, but that likely isn't going to go anywhere else for us anytime soon. AMC is still expected to really see that more of that short squeeze play out over time. We'll really see how far that gets going. And right now, it seems like we're still hoping on that momentum to keep us cooking. We also have Soleno Therapeutics running right now. It says healthcare stocks flat to higher pre-market on Wednesday. All right. So let me check out the chart on that one. SLNO. Oh, we got good volume right now, over 5 million shares traded versus if we look at yesterday's trading volume, only 294,000. So it looks like we might have some good momentum there. Let me drill down to intraday. Oh yeah, big volume spike. Yesterday, we closed out right around, looks like the closing price was $1.02. And right now at the market open, we opened at $1.34. So quite a nice spike there. After the drop, we might see more of that running. Let's see if we can dig more into the news on SLNO. There we go. Looks like we got news about orphan drug designation. So if you're looking for a day trade type play, let me go down to a smaller time frame for people who look for that. So we got a red candle right now, and probably if we go back for about a 50% retracement, looks like this thing has room to drop back to about $1.20 or so. And if we look at the market bias, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, S&P, all just slightly up from where they were yesterday. Let me go down to the 1-minute chart. All right, so on the 1 minute, we had just a small drop at the beginning of it, but it looks like we might have room to run further. Like I said, about a 50% retracement from where we were at from those pre-market hours. It looks like around the 8 a.m. hour or so is when the news really dropped for that. So I look for this thing to pull back to around the $1.18 to $1.20 range before it starts to regain some of that momentum. And again, that market bias that we have going for that is really going to impact it. Soleno Therapeutics Wednesday. Okay, they got orphan drug designation from the FDA for treatment of a glycogen storage disease type 1A. Interesting. Up 16% pre-market, 47% up in 2021. So that for anybody who had that on their watch list for that FDA approval, that's excellent. There we go. And the orphan drug designation that it has, and I'm no medical doctor here, but when I look like this, it looks like it's for when you have rare disorders that are for a very small population. So here it says fewer than 200,000 in the U.S. All right. Okay, the ticker for that is SLNO. Here, I'll type it in for you. I'll also take a look at BlackBerry. Honestly, the strength that we see from BlackBerry is probably going to be related to the strength that we have coming through for AMC as well. All right. So let me look at the daily chart for BlackBerry, see what we're up against. We have a significant volume spike since AMC's been running. It looks like BlackBerry's been running too. And I need to shrink this down a little bit so I can see more of the peaks that we have on the daily chart. We have just an enormous gap up today. All right, so far it looks like a mini version of the short squeeze that we saw going all the way back to, looks like January the 27th. Man, this thing is shot up over $24 a share. I still haven't found the peak of this thing. 28.77, and right now 13.09. I don't know how much you guys can hear through this microphone, but I have some cats going crazy in the house here. All right, so daily chart wise for BlackBerry, we've currently broken up above any sort of resistance, at least on the daily chart. We can drill down in for some hidden resistance that might be in the lower time frames. But as of right now, it looks like if AMC has some room to keep running, that BlackBerry could also have some strength coming out of that in sympathy as well. So let me go down to the 30-minute. Still got decent volume coming out of this. 26 million shares traded already within this first half hour of the market. There we go. All right, so I'm down at the 5-minute time frame, and it looks like the low, on the exponential moving average that we have here, the low, it tapped down at 12:45 before pushing back up, and it looks like, I mean, I'm looking at the 5-minute time frame, so the 50-period simple moving average for that might be acting sort of as a line of resistance for us, and that right now is sitting at 13.28. So we'll see as that moving average plays out. We're actually making a decent push right now. It'd be nice to see some of that volume come right along with it that we had from the opening bell. So let me take a look at AMC. There we go. All right. AMC's looking a little bit muted for right now. We'll have to see as it plays out. This is another one where it came down at the market open, and we just have a very long wick coming off of the candle, very narrow bodied on that one. So we might see this one turn around as the day plays out. So a little bit of red leading into it, maybe some profit taking coming out of the after hours that we had and the pre-market hours. Because yesterday we closed somewhere just above 30. It looks like. There we go. Go to that candle. We closed at $32 per share, and in the pre-market, this ran up to $44.75, and then it looks like we had some profit taking in the pre-market following that. So we'll see as this plays out. We might see a little reversal come out of this, and it looks like if we can get over around $38 per share and stay above that, I think that we're going to turn to some pretty good, see some pretty good turnaround from that. We have a little bit of resistance coming in close to that $40 mark. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I think that if we break 40, we have a fair amount of room to run, maybe another 10% over that or so. And if the squeeze really happens, if we squeezes down tight, then we really watch this thing go to the moon. So we'll see how far along we are in progress in that short squeeze for AMC. Okay, let's see. Okay, you don't hear the cats. All right. Well, we got a noisy one that meows a lot, and then we have another one who is not so loud. He chirps at the birds a lot. The windows are open right now, so there's some traffic noise that we might get from that. Javier, good to see you, man. All right, I want to take a look at some of the other stocks that I have here. All right, Coinbase is one of my favorites. So we'll actually take a look at a few things here. So Coinbase, it looks like it made it up to about 243. We've had a decent amount of strength come back to that from its bottom. We bottomed out at 208. If you're able to take a look at the daily chart on that, and it's really just been downward since the IPO date, but it hit around the same time that we also had that sell-off in crypto, and right now it's still going to move with those prices that we have in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and some of the altcoins are down as well. But the assets on the platform for Coinbase, it's around 60% or so were associated with Bitcoin. So whenever we look at the prices here, we also have that to go up against. And Coinbase, they actually had some news yesterday about launching a debit card, which is going to allow people to pay using crypto, which is really cool. And also, Dogecoin is coming to the platform. I believe it's on Thursday. They have news for that as well. So let's take a look at. Let's go to Doge first. All right. Daily chart, Dogecoin's looking good. It looks like right now we're rocking at about 41 cents, and we're actually coming off of about a support low of around like 29 cents to 30 cents or so. The Bollinger Bands are one of my favorite indicators that we have, and on the daily chart for Dogecoin, it looks like we're nearing a buy signal for that if we keep up that momentum. Sometimes, yeah, the RSI right now, I for some reason on WEBULL, the RSI is being a little bit funny, and I really wish it wouldn't, because I'd like to see the momentum that we have going behind this, and that's really limiting me right now that's not working so hot. Let me go down to the 30-minute chart. Oh yeah, Dogecoin had a really nice run from where are we at here? This candle closed at 32 cents, and then pretty much it took a straight ride upward to 44.58, and we have a double top resist right at that 44 and a half cents, we'll call it. And then it's come down since then, but it is sort of making a little bit of a pennant formation. So, and this is looking at the 30-minute chart. So we are a little bit high. We are tending back down towards the mean according to the Bollinger Bands that we have here. And it looks like we have the 20-period moving average for that. And the Bollinger Bands work. I have them set for 2 standard deviations, which is pretty typical. And you want to use those typical indicators because that's what other technical traders are going to be looking at as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we can hold the resistance right around, the support right around 41 cents or so. If that holds, we could see a break to the upside, and we really want to try and break that resistance that we have at about 44 and a half cents or so. Coinbase bringing along Dogecoin is going to be really good for it, because that means if there's trading, then there has to be market makers in order to ensure liquidity. So Coinbase wouldn't put that out there if it was an illiquid asset. So just keep that in mind when it comes to Dogecoin. It is a momentum play, and I think that it is something that could become a real and legitimate cryptocurrency that would allow, I see it happening for niche markets, that you would have, like a Reddit currency or something like that it would be spent, or even goodwill type scenarios or donation type scenarios where it's talking about like just good natured community support. I love Dogecoin. It was one that I had a lot of fun back in, I think, 2013, 2014. I'd have to look at the timestamp or the date when I actually did it. I could look at my receipts for when I built my mining rig. Dogecoin was one of the predominant coins that I mined back then. All right, I'm going to go to Bitcoin. Another thing, I'm just going to keep one of my charts on AMC so I can watch it. It looks like we didn't quite break 40. We want to make it up above 39.44. Honestly, I would love to see it break up even above that. I think over 40, I think we really start to get that room to run up to about $44, $45. So we'll see as that plays out. Looks like the volume is holding well for us. It's on the 1 minute chart, 5 minute chart. All right, so Bitcoin. On the 30-minute chart for Bitcoin, it looks like we're topping out right at around, let me see, right around 37.7 for Bitcoin. That $38,000 resist is just hanging tough for us right now. I think that we're going to have a hard time getting over that. You know, today might be the day that we're bottoming out right around 35.6 or so. It looks like our area of support goes up all the way about $36,000. So that's just by looking at the 30-minute chart. Let me go out to the daily just to see a little bit more of what we got going on. All right. So the nice thing, and for Bitcoin, I would say that this is pretty tame for Bitcoin, that we're actually seeing a little bit of a consolidation. And the center of that is right around 37,000, which makes sense considering we had the low of 36, a high of 38, and we keep bouncing between those two, but narrower and narrower. So hopefully we see a little bit more price action coming out of Bitcoin. I'm not worried with Bitcoin, and Ethereum is actually one of my favorites. So I'm not worried about their short-term price actions. I think in the long term, Bitcoin is going to stay strong, especially as we start to see more renewable plays come out. And I know that there's already a lot of renewable energy surrounding Bitcoin, and just really moving on to show that it really is a greener currency, and that we're using more renewables for that, and also seeing more of that institutional buying take place for this. And I think it's standing as the digital gold, if you will, for Bitcoin. I think that that's going to be something that keeps it really big for institutions. I don't know that it's big for the everyday investor, maybe for the people who had it early, or the people who hold on to it that want to see some of that appreciation. But as far as day-to-day transactions, I don't know that Bitcoin is our place for that. I think our place for that more and more is Ethereum. I think that Cardano is actually another one that has some potential, but I think Ethereum right now is the leader in that space. And it actually has a subtly different chart than Bitcoin does. Even though we're still sort of consolidating, we're actually getting more of a squeeze upward, that we're getting some higher lows, and then we have lower highs. But for Bitcoin, we saw about the same lows and then lower highs coming from that. So we'll see as that plays out. We're actually right now, looks like we have an area of resistance around $2,800 or so, maybe up to like $2,850 for Ethereum. Let me go down into intraday, down to the 30-minute chart. All right, it's possible that we just hit another double top resist right at about 27.5 for Ethereum. So if that comes back down for a little bit, but we actually have a decent run right now off a fairly large green candle. Ooh, nice. Yeah, and then also in the 30-minute, looks like we're currently having a short-term support that we have here, 26.78. So about 26.7 all the way up to 27.50 right now, and we want to see that push continuing to take place. Maybe today's the day that we'll break that 2,800 mark. So if we look at the tops of this 27.5 or so, it looks like that's the number to beat, is 27.5. If we go up over that, then we might have room up to about 2,800. Let me go back out to the daily chart to see where our tops are. Yeah, 28 looks like our previous high was actually, if I go to this one, 29.13. All right. Yeah, AMC still running into to resistance. I went back out to that one. Let me take a look at just a few others. I'm getting tongue-tied here. This happens all the time when I'm recording my videos. My daughters actually like to sit and laugh at me because I get tongue-tied so often, and I have to pause and stop, and sometimes I lose track of things. But you know, we get through it, and you know, just it means more time editing. But with live, there's not a lot of editing that takes place here. All right, CCIV. All right, we're still up over $22 for that one, so that's good. I actually bought a call option for them a $20 call option that expires on July 21st. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. On July 16th, that's the Friday. 2021's the year. So for that one, that one's actually panning out pretty well for me. I don't know if I'll keep a hold of it. I might actually go ahead and take advantage of it. It looks like my break-even price on this one is around $23 per share. So right now, I'm not quite at that even mark yet. One thing that I can do is I can sell off this call option. If I did it today, I'd have about $54 coming back to me from doing basically nothing. I spending $300 to take $60 from that. So that's 20% upside just from buying it when it was low, near $20, but not quite $20, and just hanging on to it for a little while. So I have to think about that one. We'll have to see. I'll check out what near-term catalysts CCIV has, and if Lucid is going to start pumping out production. They said it would be in the second half of 2021. So that would be anywhere from July to December before we really start to see those vehicles come out. And maybe with the factory that had the fire with the semiconductors, maybe with them coming back into action, that'll allow us to produce a little bit more sooner for CCIV. It would be nice if they didn't cut production numbers for us on 2021, but for a new company to see delays, even Tesla just delayed their Tesla Model S Plaid, I believe, to June the 10th. So delays happen. We expect these things as long as it's something that they keep delivering on their promises, seeing us 3 to 6 months after the fact. It isn't the worst thing. It'd be better if they were on time or even if they were ahead of expectation. But I really am interested in seeing those sales come out of that. All right, I just put out a video, by the way. I think it came out at 9:45. One for Skills. Skills actually just had an acquisition take place, and it looks like we're also getting news right now about a $30 call sweep for, looks like July 16th. So we'll see what takes place from that. That's a very bullish sign for us that we could see some upward momentum from that. Right now, trading at 1874. Let me go to WEBULL here and check it out. All right. So if you watch my video, I mentioned 1881 was an important price to get over, and the current high today was exactly 1881. So not a fortune teller, but it is obeying resistance for the 200 period exponential moving average. So breaking over 1881 is going to be something that will be, actually, ooh, we broke it. All right, the high is now 1888. Party on. So if we go up above that, going up above the 200 period exponential moving average is actually a bullish sign for us. We actually want the full body of the candle to be up above that. We actually wanted to trade for a while. The 200 period EMA right now for the daily chart does have a negative slope. So we kind of entered bearish territory. This acquisition news could be very good for us. New high of 1894. Let me go intraday. Makes a little bit more sense when I'm live streaming this. We might actually break $19. We have a significant number of green candles on the 5-minute chart. We have 3 in a row. So maybe these are our 3 white knights coming in to bring a trend reversal for us. Be a good sign on the daily chart. Oh, there we go. We just broke 19. All right. Incredible. Back to the daily because I want to see the high period. Okay, so the most recent high that we had, Skills actually made it up to $21.69. So we're almost clear up to that. If I go back just a little bit farther, $20.28. Honestly, with the price action that we have so far today, we want to see this be more volume supported. So that way we know that that there's a lot more bullish pressure that would go along with this. Let me go to my customized charts. We actually have a support wall for Skills. Actually, hang on. Looks like we have actually a price wall forming right around, looks like 1921 up to like 1940 or so. So we have some significant resistance there. We have a lot of buying in. We have support coming in right around the 1885, 1890. Man, this is moving quick. 1875. This might actually not be a bad intraday play for those of you who would spend large amounts to take advantage of small movements. When you look at skills, this would be, in my mind, a perfect opportunity. With the price actions happening, I would wait for it to rest a little bit. We may have gotten a double top finally around that $19 mark. So with that round number resist that we have taking place, if it does pull back from there, we don't want to see it pull back too deeply. I don't think that we want it to go below like 1840, 1835. That would be about a 50% retracement from the market open. So we are currently above, okay, I have the 5-period simple moving average here. So as we watch this play out, we're certainly trading. Oh, there we go. Now we're below it. Now it's going to act as resist. Possibly. What we got? All right. Well, this March, we'll see how long it's going to carry us forward. We have on the 1-minute chart right around 1894, maybe 1895-ish. We want to break over that. As a matter of fact, we're squeezing up on it now. We have on the 1 minute, we might actually have like a pennant formation coming out for us. So we want to look for that breakout above 1895, and it could stand to bring us. We could see another 20, 30, maybe even 40 cents squeak out of this if that momentum continues. All right. So for those of you who stuck around for this, thank you very much. I got a lot of feedback from this. I want to learn how to, I'm going to look up how to share out my screen so that you guys can see the things that I'm sharing. And I appreciate those of you who commented in here. It really was kind of a cool experience. And I'll be back tomorrow to try this out again, hopefully with a little bit more. Thank you very much, KLCM. I really appreciate it. If there's anything that you guys would like to know, just to hit me up in the comments. I was planning on doing this for my Patreon, but hitting live sent it out to all my subscribers. So we'll, I guess it's not a Patreon exclusive, although I do plan on doing some live streaming for the Patreons as well. This is still a really cool experience. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.